Securities offered through TJ Stearns, a registered representative of Crown Capital Securities LP, member FINRA SIPC. Content is intended to provide accurate information, however, is not intended as financial, tax, or legal advice. Please consult a financial, legal, or tax professional for specific information regarding your individual situation. Opinions expressed and provided are for general informational purposes only and should not be considered a solicitation for the purchase or sale of any security.
Welcome to Protect and Grow with Chicagoland certified financial planner Tim Stearns of TJ Stearns Incorporated. Trust, respect, and results. TJ Stearns Incorporated focuses on comprehensive financial planning and benefits.
And welcome into the program. This is Protect and Grow Chicagoland Retirement, and a resource for Chicagoland area savers and investors is our host, our guide on our road to retirement. He is certified financial planner Tim Stearns, president and founder of TJ Stearns Inc. Tim, welcome back in.
Peter, how's it going? Good to have me. I'm glad to be here with you. So
it is good to have you, Tim. I'm glad that you are here. You are always bringing up important topics, conversations, food for thought, guidance, perspective on the financial world. Obviously a complicated time to be doing anything or making any kind of decisions with our money, Tim, especially scary, I guess, if we were in the midst of some type of transition to retirement. Unfortunately, many folks have been sort of pushed and forced into that transition. Yes. Apropos, Tim, I think it's appropriate that today's theme of the program is going to be money in motion, when we should be moving our money. And those are a couple that I think I just touched on.
Right. And I brought a list, if you don't mind, Peter, that I'd like to kind of go through. I think there's a lot of good points on here for anybody. I was just listening to Tom Hegna today, 78 million baby boomers. And all 8 of these points speak to them and other people too. But, if you're getting ready to transition out of a job or you're getting down that pipeline where you might be retiring, these are 8 great topics.
Absolutely. So, Tim, yeah, let's get into it. I mean, these are things I think that we all can appreciate, that we have got and we are going to experience times, milestones, or opportunities where we should be considering moving our money, maybe taking greater control over that money to better position us for our financial future. So let's talk about the appropriate times when we should be considering moving our money, why people should move their money around. And again, if you've got questions, if maybe you've hit one of these milestones, or if you would like that comprehensive, forensic, holistic view of your situation and analysis of your plan, pick up the phone, give Tim Stearns a call, 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256. If you'd like this list of the 8 moments to move your money, you can give a call to that number again, 800-640-2256. Tim, number 1 on this list, not necessarily having to change everything around, not moving money to a different account or a different financial institution. This one could actually be within the same account, but a need to move our money nonetheless.
Exactly. And one of the things, and it's called rebalancing. So, I mean, I'm not reinventing the wheel here. I realize that, but I am reminding people that you need to rebalance. We have people thinking that this market, it's been going up basically for 11 years, with the exception of late February, early March. After that, it's gone back up. So people are forgetting yet again how they felt in February and March. They should rebalance, maybe take some money out of risk and put it off to the sidelines a little bit. I'm not talking about, burying it in your backyard or in the mattress, as the jokes go, but I'm talking about actually putting money into something that might not be focused on the market as much. When the market goes down, stocks and bonds go down. So this maybe is something that they could put it into, like a fixed index annuity is great. It pays what a CCC bond would pay without any risk. It's a AAA rated product because most of them are insured. So that's another reason that I would take a look at, take some money out of risk and put it off to the side, so it's not directly focused in the market.
So again, there are reasons, Tim, along the way where we should be rebalancing within a particular account, but also rebalancing the entirety of kind of our portfolio mix. How much risk should we be taking? And let's say that, for instance, and I think that this is maybe the top example of where this is forgotten and overlooked, is in those 401ks. right? We get into a 401k and we are 30 years old and our outlook is 30-year time horizon. We position things aggressively. Maybe we're like a 70-30 mix. And then the market works. Over the course of the last decade, the market tripled in value. And now we're not 70-30, Tim. Now we're almost, completely at risk in that portfolio. Rebalancing allows us to take advantage of and capture some of the gains as we go and make sure that we stay in alignment with the appropriate risk level that we're supposed to be taking, correct?
Right, 100%. So, and that brings me to another thing that people should be doing, are Roth conversions. I just helped some clients with this past week. If your advisor isn't talking to you about doing Roth conversions, then give us a call and we'll tell you why and how to do it. We have a CPA on staff, so we can figure out what taxes would look like. But think about this, and I keep reminding people this, and a lot of people don't realize this. Medicare is using means testing. So the more money you take out of qualified plans that are taxable and it increases your tax base, let's say for your income, they're going to make you pay more for Medicare. So why not convert some of that when you're maybe 60, so that when you're 20 years later, maybe when you're 80 and you're taking money out of a Roth, it's not affecting you with Medicare and moving you up that pay scale where you have to pay more and more.
So Tim, as opposed to rebalancing, which can maybe just be money in motion within a particular account, the Roth conversion, you're talking about moving money to a different account or an outside account. Obviously, the tax deferred account has to be separate and different than this Roth account, which is going to grow for our purposes tax-free from that point forward.
Correct. And then that's, it's not rocket science, but I mean, we can help someone, do it. And if you're not having that conversation, why aren't you? I don't understand why you wouldn't.
That conversation needs to be held with an understanding and a consideration of both the financial goals and the tax consequences, right? And and it doesn't have to be all or nothing. It can be systematically done over time.
Yeah, I'm not telling you to take a huge lump sum and convert it, but I'm saying you should start to nibble on that tax bill, before you get retired. The largest asset most baby boomers have, and I include my siblings who are all baby boomers, is their 401k. End of story. Besides their house, that is their biggest asset. And guess what? Uncle Sam, the IRS, has never touched it, and they're going to want their comeuppance. Yeah. So why not start to nibble on that?
Now, a lot of times the conversion cannot be done within the 401k. Maybe I'm not aware. There could be some circumstances where that is allowed, but generally, Tim, it's kind of a stepping stone process where it goes from the 401k to an IRA first, and then you begin that conversion, if I am correct, right?
Right. That is correct. Which brings me to the next point, is at age 59 and a half, where you can actually move money from your 401k if you're 59 and a half. In most cases, most companies allow this, into a Roth or into another IRA. But why not open up your world to other, products when right now you're beholden to whatever your 401k is being, whatever they're offering.
They've got the set menu, and those are your choices. That's all you get.
Right. And whatever you're going to have there is an a la carte menu, and that's that. So what I always tell people is, why not look for other, opportunities, especially if you're over 59 and a half. I mean, that's a lost opportunity if you haven't taken someone up on it.
So both of these are really about control, right, Tim? Is that the Roth conversion, taxes are an unknown variable. We are not in control of the amount that we will be paying in taxes into the future, and any change in tax law between now and then, whenever then is that we actually use the money, those dollars are subject to those changes if they are in tax deferred accounts. So if we make that conversion, we can consider and begin to control that tax bill ultimately. And I know that you can run some comparisons and crunch the numbers and really show people the cost now versus the cost of potentially deferring, right?
Right. Exactly. And that's, again, that would come into an income allocation plan, which, we talk about that every week, that most Americans, especially baby boomers that are getting ready to retire, don't have a plan. They're going to kind of wing it, whatever that means, on retirement. You don't wing retirement. What if you wing it and you find out when you're 80 years old that the way you did it was completely incorrect, and now you're out of money? Are you going to go live with your kids, they don't want that. You don't want that. That's embarrassing. So why not get ahead of it and make sure that you have a plan that's, sustainable for 30 plus years?
Only one chance at that ideal retirement, as Tim Stearns has said many times on the program. And if you want to structure that plan, the help of a certified financial planner certainly could be beneficial. Give Tim Stearns a call. The opportunity from this program for the one-on-one review, the forensic look at the holistic plan, the strategy session that Tim Stearns offers. This can have measurable benefits and certainly a great deal of value in your future financial progress. Pick up the phone, give a call, and request that time, or request the book, Income Allocation, or request the list of the 8 moments to move your money. Any of those are available as part of today's program. 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256. 800-640-2256. And again, about that age 59 and a half, Tim, it's about that control, that level of control. Only a certain number of options within the 401k plan. So if we have the ability for that in-service distribution at 59 and a half, it can open up the window to more options where we might have better control over what the outcome is that we are going to achieve. And so even if we're still working at a company, I want to clarify this, still working, let's say we plan on going to 65, still want to make ongoing contributions, capture that company match. Nothing changes there, but the money that we have in the plan so far to that point, we can take and we can reposition and take personal control over that and widen our scope of options.
That's correct. And we're seeing a lot of people taking control besides age 59 and a half. A lot of companies are downsizing. I'm working with a lot of people in the airline industry who've been there 30 plus years and they're being offered buyouts left and right. So if you're leaving your job, give us a call. What's your next step? What are you going to do with your money?
Yeah. Another time when it's common
control.
Wisdom to take control. If you leave a job, take your money with you. Now, a couple exceptions here, Tim, is if you're planning on retiring early or there's a large amount of company stock within the plan. Mm-hmm. I know that those two things in particular, and really any time you're moving money, the help of a trained eye of a qualified professional probably going to be beneficial to make sure you're not making any mistakes.
Absolutely. And, I have a brother that got downsized at his company and, we got his money out of there right away because he didn't want any part of that old company. And, he'd been there a long time, but it was time to move on, for everybody. So that's another reason, and then he wanted to take control of his own finances and obviously his own destiny. So, and he has a really good financial planner that helped him with that.
His brother?
Yeah.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, talking with certified financial planner Tim Stearns. If you have questions, if you need assistance, if you want to identify if there's any strategic moves that you could make to make your money more efficient, to better work toward your financial goals, pick up the phone, give a call, 800-640-2256, 800-640-2256. If you want that strategy guide, the guide that details how to structure the assets for that more ideal retirement, the book Income Allocation. If you'd like this guide, 2 pages of 8 moments where money should be in motion, where you should consider moving your money. Again, pick up the phone, give a call, that same number, 800-640-2256. There's also online an opportunity for you to request your copy of the book. You can go on to tjstearns.com and there's a video right below the top section. It explains the theory and the strategy of income allocation. It's a short, maybe 3-minute video that really does a good job of highlighting the reasons why income allocation is a superior solution for retirement to asset allocation and the old model, the problems that the risks that leaves you exposed to, that income allocation specifically solves. And then if you like that comprehensive guide, the book Income Allocation, the resource being used across the country, again, just give a call or request it online, tjstearns.com or 800-640-2256. So Tim, of course, we want to make as much financial progress as possible. Sometimes to consider moving our money to ensure that's the case. What are a couple of the additional reasons?
Well, another reason I always talk to people about are their fees are too high. What are you paying for? Most mutual funds don't really do a lot of trading per se on a daily basis. And yet these advisors have these people in mutual funds that lost a lot in March. And, there's no stop losses. I always ask people, when they have these accounts, what are your fees? Oh, he or she's only charging me 1%. Really? Well, Fidelity, name the company, they don't operate for free. So if the advisor's tagging you on for 1%, how much is it?
None of these banks or financial institutions are nonprofits, Tim?
No, they are very profitable, as you've seen. So the other thing I always tell people is, what is your turnover ratio? So we go over this in class, and I'm happy to do a Zoom with anyone who wants to do our college class about retirement. We're offering it for free right now because of what's going on, and a lot of people are in transition, so we're trying to give something back to the community. But normally it's $40 for 2 people. We are doing it for free for a couple. It's a great class. People learn a lot, but one of the things we focus on there is that I'll show them a fund that they think the only fee is 1%. I show them the turnover is over 200%. That's 2%. So they're paying 3% for a no load fund. Okay. Plus the advisor puts on 1%. So that's round trip 4%.
Well, and they're telling us to buy and hold, Tim, which again, we're talking about reasons why money should be in motion and why buy and hold and set it and forget it might not be the most appropriate thing.
No, not anymore.
We are told to buy and hold, and yet internally in the fund that we bought to hold, they've got a turnover ratio where they're selling everything in the portfolio 2 times over. It seems counterintuitive or counter to the advice that we are receiving. So fees too high. We want to make sure we're getting what we're paying for, because 1% in fees can absolutely make an impact and a measurable difference, especially over the course of several years. If we discover we're paying too much, which you do need to review and analyze on a regular basis, we do discover that may a reason to move money. Tim, another one, underperforming. And I thought of this one on 2 different levels, Tim. Either not making the gains that we should or losing more than we are comfortable with. Either one could kind of be underperforming.
Right. Well, I mean, they're not efficient. So you have to look at the buy and hold doesn't work. So what we do at our office that's different is we're tactical. So we're not buying and holding. We have a daily stop loss in most cases, so that if something's going on in the market that we don't like, i.e. last March, February, we got out. We went to cash on about 60%. Most people rode the storm down, and then they're rising back up high.
You mentioned the term tactical, Tim, and going back to the first one on this list, rebalancing. On your report of the 8 moments to move your money, there's actually a quick definition of a couple different types of rebalancing. Strategic rebalancing, tactical rebalancing, and then time optimized rebalancing. Different reasons to rebalance, and actually different strategies behind the way that we rebalance. Tactical meaning you're taking conditions into account.
Correct. And that's pretty much what we do. But I mean, as you know, with the Investment Company Act of 1940, which created mutual funds, unless you call these companies, they will not go to cash for you. They can't. 80 cents on a dollar has to stay invested. So what I always ask people when the markets had a downturn is I say, how many outbound calls have you received from XYZ company? And they just look at me like, I've never had an outbound call from them. I'm like, you mean when the pandemic started, they never called you? Okay. What are you paying for? That's not professional management. They should be calling people and talking to them and getting them to perform better, or to ask them, are you comfortable with where you're at right now with the risk that you just had? You went down 28%. Are you okay?
Yep.
The quick answer is no. We had a lot of people coming over in droves to us as new clients because these companies have left them in the wind like that. And it's been good for us. And thank God the clients are back because the market has come back. But next time that other shoe drops, I don't know if we're going to rebound that quick. This V that we just did, it seems really too good to be true to me.
Yeah, but I've also heard, Tim, that the markets can remain irrational longer than you can stay solvent. So if we're waiting here for the markets to behave as we think they should, we could be waiting around a while and missing some opportunities.
I agree.
But again, underperformance, whether your stated objective is growth or protection and preservation, if you're not meeting that stated objective, that's underperformance. And it could be a reason why you need to examine, review, and evaluate. Maybe you need a different mix of assets within the same account. Maybe you need to move that account. Maybe you're not getting the guidance and oversight and monitoring that you deserve. Again, we're talking with certified financial planner Tim Stearns about moments that your money should be in motion, reasons to move money. And if you've got questions or concerns, if you've hit any of these milestones or events, or if you'd like a comprehensive review of your financial situation, pick up the phone, give a call, 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256, 800-640-2256. Tim, this next one, during the pandemic and the economic upheaval that we've been in, certainly this has happened to a lot of people. And it happens to everybody over time eventually. But another reason why we should move money is your time horizon has changed.
Right.
Certainly, we all see this over time, but some of us see it dramatically because of an event.
Right. And this hits home for me with my brother. So I understand exactly what people are going through. And then I'm seeing it with a lot of my clients that have been in the airline industry, again, over 30 years, and they're not going to have a job anymore. And, the plan was, one gentleman, 60 years old, he was going to fly another 5 years. That's when it's mandatory. Not anymore. He's going to have to retire. So, unless another airline's going to pick him up, and that's not going to happen. He was a highly paid employee. And then not only that, but the airline industry is in upheaval. So now what?
Not a lot of hiring going on there right now.
No, not at all. And
I wouldn't imagine.
Flying empty planes and that type of thing. So, we had to change things around for him. And thankfully, he's done well, and we've done well for him so that we can make it work. But, the time horizon was 5 years out. A gentleman that I coached football with, he retired prematurely about 4 years ago, and he's still retired, thankfully. But that wasn't the plan either. That's the best thing about our written income plans. They're all dynamic. So if something changes on a dime, we can too. And that makes it so that we can make sure that we have enough money to make it through a successful 30+ year retirement, even if that time level or stages gets moved up.
Tim, last on this list here, and sort of have questions about this one as to where and how this coincides with or conflicts with the diversification that we have been told we need to have. But again, talking about moments where money should be in motion, and you've got consolidating accounts. So how do we reconcile consolidating accounts with diversification was my question.
Yeah, no problem. So what we're seeing is with diversification, most of these mutual funds own the FANG stocks: Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. I literally just analyzed an account on Friday before we did this show, for Sunday. And I was looking through it, and right in a row were all the funds. My point is this: all these mutual fund guys are trying to do the same thing: buy low, sell high. So what you see is overlap. So a lot of these companies, these different mutual funds all have the same stocks in there. So you think you're diversified because you own XYZ and ABC mutual funds, but in fact, they have the same holdings. So we do an analysis for people using Morningstar that shows them the stock intersection, or better known as overlap, or better known as redundancy. Why would I own the same stock over and over?
So just because we've got 5 different accounts does not necessarily mean we're diversified. And if we only have one account, it is possible to diversify.
Correct. So this way, if we can consolidate for people, we can analyze it and then make sure that we're not having repeats. Why would you want that? I don't understand that, especially, yes, the market's been up and that's great. I'm very happy for everybody, but we have to get non-correlating assets involved here so that you don't lose when everything loses. That's huge. It's not what you make, it's what you keep. And, my dad always said that, and I totally believe that. So consolidating accounts, if you have a 401k at, different companies, get them together and then roll them into one IRA. Plus, who knows what kind of fees you're paying at your old job? You don't know. That's not disclosed.
So again, we're talking about reasons to move money. Some of these are for better control. Some of these are for more efficiency. Some of these are for better opportunity, leveraging and maximizing the usefulness of our money and making sure that we're getting what we're paying for and are making that forward financial progress. Again, if you would like this list of money in motion, 8 moments to move your money, Tim Stearns has this available. If you can identify that, yes, you meet any of these milestones or opportunities, and you want to carefully and strategically execute the movement of money, make sure no negative implications or unintended consequences whenever you make a financial move. Certified financial planner Tim Stearns is here to help and assist. He can offer his assistance. He offers a comprehensive review, not just of moving money, but of many different aspects of your financial life. How much are you liable for in taxes? How to maximize your Social Security? How much risk are you taking? That's all part of the holistic and comprehensive review and strategy session that Tim Stearns offers. And if you'd like to take advantage of that, similar reviews can easily go upwards of $1,000 to $1,200 for the time and the work that a certified financial planner will put into your planning. But if you are willing to invest some of your time, Tim Stearns is willing to donate his and make sure that you have an understanding of what you're facing and the choices that you should be making and the risks that you're facing. But also, we'll help you design and execute that plan, analyze many different aspects of your plan. No cost, no obligation. There really is no downside for placing this call. There's never any benefit to procrastinating. So let's place that call. There's no need to meet in person to get that process started. You can do that through the ease and convenience of technology. Tim Stearns has those classes available that you can attend for free right now, Retire Me Right and Rethinking Retirement. Those two courses, typically $40 just for those, available with no cost. The book, Income Allocation, that's a $20 value. You can request that by calling. The list of 8 moments to move your money, or again, the individual time and attention for your situation. Give a call, 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256. Did I cover all of the value-added extras and the giveaways, Tim?
I would agree. I think you covered it all.
Well, I know that you spend a great deal of time helping savers and investors across Chicagoland make sure that they're on track to achieving their financial goals. And Tim, we always appreciate your time and your perspective here on the program. I think you've added a great deal of value to the listeners here on WLS. And of course, those tuning into the podcast or the video cast online, so many different ways that you can take part. But wherever you're watching or listening to this program, ladies and gentlemen, Tim Stearns, available to help and assist you. Give him a call, 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256, online, tjstearns.com. And Tim, we always appreciate your time.
Thanks, Peter. Thanks for having me.
Tune into Chicagoland certified financial planner Tim Stearns' full radio program on 890 WLS every Sunday at 11 a.m. and visit tjstearns.com for many valuable resources, including other great episodes of Chicagoland Retirement. Be sure to subscribe.
Securities offered through TJ Stearns, a registered representative of Crown Capital Securities LP, member FINRA SIPC. The information presented on this program is provided for informational purposes only, without warranty of accuracy, completeness, or suitability for particular purpose. This program is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. This information is general in nature, not specific enough to be construed as advice. You should not make any decision based on the information presented on this program without independent consultation with an appropriately licensed professional or competent advisor. Investment in securities or the market involves a potential risk for loss of principal. Trading, therefore, may not be suitable for all listeners. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs.